We're now joined by the driver of the number 5 Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet, Kyle Larson. We'll go straight to questions for this one. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll do our best to get a microphone to you as quickly as possible. Who wants to go ahead and start us off for today? We'll start with Bob here.
Bob Hawkers, Fox Sports. Have you seen the tire packs there in 7 and 17, and how much of an impact do you think that'll have on how you drive the course, if any?
Yeah, I mean, I watched the truck race yesterday, and I don't know, I don't really remember anybody really clipping them, so I would say that they're in a good place. But yeah, we'll see once we get out there. I think it'll be nice over on the front stretch. You know, you can have some sort of visual reference now, I feel like, which will be good. And then yeah, I think the hairpin over there, it'll just probably make things feel a bit more narrow and maybe a touch less inviting, I would think, for people to kind of dive bomb in there on like a restart. I think, you know, back before we had the tire pack over there, it felt like a really wide kind of apex and corner. But and two, last year we started to kind of cut that corner slightly throughout the race. So yeah, I think the tire pack will keep you from cutting the course over there, and yeah, we'll see. I just don't really know, you know, how it'll be until I get out there.
We'll come up front here to Shane.
Shane Connick, Charlotte Observer. Kyle, how important is qualifying with the Roval specifically, do you feel, with this race?
Qualifying is extremely important everywhere, but especially on the road courses, I feel like. It's just really, really hard to pass, because, you know, we're all pretty similar, I feel like, you know, and your brake zones are a little bit more in control than we used to have with the old car and all that. So yeah, qualifying, you know, has just become way more important at all types of tracks, but especially the road courses.
And as for Charlotte itself, obviously, we all talk about this every time you go anywhere, but when your local home race, how cool is this weekend for the sport? Yeah,
no, I mean, it's cool. It's great to be here at home. You sleep in your own bed, drive to the track, drive home. You have a lot of people from the shop that, you know, don't get to go to maybe any race throughout the year, get to come, you know, to here, you know, Charlotte. You know, I would say the weeks are a little busier because you are at home and they know you're at home. But no, it's still great, you know, to be here, and you get to have the family here and all that.
All right, we'll go to Claire next over here.
Claire Lang. Question, how difficult is this road course compared to road courses that you've raced? It's so different. And how would you sort of evaluate it as a racer?
I don't know. I mean, every track is unique in its own way. This place is just really bumpy, I would say, you know, especially through 1 and 2. And, you know, it's a wore-out surface, so drive off is difficult, you know, off of the, you know, hairpin and the bus stop on the backstretch, the front stretch chicane, all of that. So yeah, it's I mean, every track is challenging in its own way. There's no track that is easy. So they're just, you know, all different. So it's just another different track.
And as a driver, when you're watching the truck race or the Xfinity race, how much can you pick up from watching it? You know, the average fan is watching on TV or whatever. How much do you pick up? How much can you learn from that?
I don't know. I mean, you're mostly, I feel like, just watch like a road course race. You're mostly just watching as a fan. You know, everybody's running similar lines and stuff. But I think, you know, just seeing areas where people are making moves to pass, or, you know, how much of a curb that they're using, stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, you can pick up something every time you watch a race.
Come over to Zach here, right next.
Zach Sterniolo, NASCAR.com. Kyle, there's obviously a lot of talk about SVG and his prowess on the road courses, being that he's 4-0 in the last 4. But entering here as the defending winner of the Roval, what do you feel like the 5 team was able to find last year, especially on the first year of this configuration, that can translate to year 2?
I think I would say in our next-gen Roval races here, I've just never felt comfortable. My car just feels on edge of, you know, out of control. And, you know, last year we worked on it a lot, and my car balance was really comfortable. and it showed for speed. So I'm hopeful that this time around we'll have that same sort of feel and comfort. It's a different tire though, so I haven't been good on road courses this year as we've changed the tire. So I don't know what to expect. I hope that we'll be good, but we'll find out here shortly.
We'll take 2 questions here from Trent, then to John, and then we'll go to Dustin.
Trent Larson, FrontStretch.com. Kyle, how would you evaluate your playoffs up to this point? It's an elimination race, and you're setting pretty good points at the moment. And going forward into the next round, what are some things you might need to clean up or to do better?
This round has gone pretty good. I feel like both of the 2 races have been pretty similar. Really a few of the races have been similar, where we've gotten lots of stage points and then didn't finish as high as we had run in the first 2 stages, but I feel like our speed has gotten better. I feel like we're executing well. Just now is kind of, as you get into the next round, it's time to kind of turn the intensity up and take a little bit more risk and things like that. So I feel like our team has quietly been getting better for a while now, and I feel like each week we're continuing to get better. So it's exciting going to the track, and it's just an exciting time of year, really right now. So it's fun, and hopefully we can keep elevating and be where we need to be, come Martinsville.
Go ahead, John.
John Newby, Savage Ventures. This track, it always tests teams. Something bad happens to the cars, they have to respond. So I was just curious, what do you remember about your team and what they did in 2021 when you were dealing with all the battery and the alternator issues that, you didn't even think you were going to finish the race, and then you won?
So 2021, we had obviously a great season to that point, and a ton of playoff points and all that, and weren't even thinking about being eliminated. But there was one point in the race where if we didn't get it fixed, I think we were going to be right at the cut line or just below. So I remember my mindset was just like, man, let's just get this thing fixed and like get a top 20 and leave here and make it through the next round. And our team did a really good job of diagnosing the issue, fixing the issue, and then just executing the day. We had a great car, obviously, too, but we just planned out our race good from there and just made our way forward, had some good restarts, and ultimately got the win, which was unbelievable. That was one of the cup races that we've won where I did not think that we would win. So it was a cool feeling, and you're just a kind of a championship sort of, a lot like Corey Heim. I feel like watching him yesterday.
We'll move up a row, and then we'll go to Dustin.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Kyle, what do you feel like you do better or can do better than anybody else on a road course?
I don't think there's anything I do better than like SVG, but
how close do you feel like you are to him?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like this year nowhere near him, but I think that's a lot, due to the tire change and just my driving style of maybe, I'm guessing, just being overly aggressive in a way of how you like load the tire and slip and stuff. So I've just been trying to get better this year on the road course stuff. But I mean, we've had great results. I feel like my whole career on road courses, so I definitely don't feel bad, but it's just a combination of things, I think. But even same as ovals, like your car has to be good, you have to execute well, and so I don't know that there's one particular thing that I'm better at than anybody else, but I think our team just does a good job, and hopefully it's the same case this week.
I know the focus is this week, but looking ahead after this week to the next round, and you talked about a little bit more risk-taking and the intensity picking up. Can you explain a little bit more about that? Because I guess there's a part of me in the back of my mind with Talladega in that next round that maybe there isn't as much need for risk-taking because of what could happen there. Maybe that's the wrong approach.
Well, I mean, I'd say risk-taking, but you're still kind of calculating risk, I guess, more, maybe. Where I feel like the first round especially, just in our position of the playoff points we have, it's like just don't take yourself out of it, make it through this round a little bit of the same. And then as you get to the round of 8, I just feel like, you've only got one more step to get to race for a championship. So, you don't want to, obviously you don't want to take too much risk and take yourself out of things, but you also you don't want to be too easy and feel like you give up, a spot or two each stage and in the race, or if you have an opportunity for a win, I think it's good to go for it and all those sorts of things. But yeah, I can't tell you like my game plan right now. It's all kind of circumstantial on where you're at on the track, where you're at in points, all that sort of stuff.
All right, any other questions for Kyle today? We'll keep it in the center over here.
Richard Allen, motorsportsreport.net. Kyle, you obviously have an extensive dirt racing background. Other dirt racers have done well on road courses too. Is there any aspect of racing on dirt that translates to road courses?
I think for me, I definitely feel like I adapted okay to road course racing, given I had zero experience at it before I came to NASCAR, like not even a go-kart or anything. But to me, these cars are a little different now, the next-gen cars, but back when I started, sprint car, you have a lot more kind of travel and can feel the car moving around, where you would get on an oval and everything was just so stiff and rigid. But when you get to a road course, things are just like floppier, and you can feel the tire, feel the suspension, and I thought I could feel the car better on a road course, and you talk about, communicate about what I'm feeling and changes and stuff like that better than I could on an oval there for a minute. But yeah, I think there's that part of it probably that translated well.
And you don't race as much on dirt here in the latter part of the NASCAR season. Is that an intentional choice on your part, or is that just simply a product of scheduling?
Just a product of scheduling. There's really not any midweek racing right now, and I don't feel a need to go race in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania on a Friday night and get home, here at 2 a.m. and then have to get on track, during the playoffs. So, a little bit more focus, I guess, on the playoffs, but also like scheduling just doesn't work out.
We'll take one more question over here at the side.
Thank you. Doug Turnbull for PRN at 5 to Go podcast. Helping call the turns here, and I'm doing the 5, 6, and 7. I know that was reconfigured last year. You got to try it for the first time last year. Is there anything you've learned from year one that you're applying to year two? And can you walk through like what gear you're in or what you expect to be in when you're going through that section? Or gears, I should say.
Well, there's a couple different kind of techniques of gearing, but I feel like majority of people will just, I don't know, I guess you grab fourth off of turn 4, and then you would downshift maybe. No. Yeah, I don't know. Downshift into, I can't remember. I was in the sim, but I still can't remember. I don't know. But anyways, you go through like 6. You can go to second, or you can stay third and then downshift twice for 7. But yeah, I really like that section, especially for racing, because it's kind of like into 7. You're turning, and then you have to set up for this hairpin. So it really opens up a lot of room to the left to make a dive bomb move and whatnot. So I feel like it's the best passing zone here, especially, but even better than we have at a lot of road courses. So yeah, it's a good layout over there. You got some elevation, low grip, all that.
All right, Kyle, appreciate you coming in today, and good luck this weekend.
Yeah, thanks.